Welcome to Extraordinary. I'm your host, Thai Legend. Today on Extraordinary, imagine a world where speaking your mind could be a death sentence. Today, we uncover the extraordinary journey of a young girl who stared down the barrel of injustice and ignited a global movement, and you'll discover how her unwavering courage can awaken the dormant giant within you, compelling you to use your voice, no matter the cost. Some questions are weapons, not metaphorical weapons, but literal instruments of destruction designed to cut deeper than any blade. On October 9, 2012, a masked Taliban gunman boarded a school bus and asked 5 words that would echo around the world. Who is Malala? You might think you know courage, but this story will challenge everything you understand about the power of a single voice. In Pakistan's Swat Valley, where mountains cradle ancient stories and marketplace colors pulse with life, a girl's birth was rarely cause for celebration. But Malala Yousafzai was different. When his daughter entered the world on July 12, 1997, he saw not a burden, but a potential revolution. He named her Malala, after a legendary Pashtun warrior woman who inspired troops with her courage before falling in battle. From her first breath, she was marked for something extraordinary. While other families whispered disappointment at having a daughter, Malala spoke of her future with fierce pride. You know what it feels like to be different, to sense something burning inside you that others cannot understand. For Malala, that fire was education. In a culture where girls were often told their destiny was marriage and motherhood, she demanded more. Her father's school became her sanctuary. While other girls were being prepared for domestic life, Malala devoured books, asked uncomfortable questions, and dreamed of worlds beyond her village. She wasn't just learning, she was preparing for a battle most couldn't yet see. The Taliban's arrival transformed her peaceful valley into a landscape of fear. Suddenly, going to school wasn't just an education, it was an act of rebellion. Television disappeared, music vanished, girls' voices were systematically erased. But Malala refused to be silent. At 11 years old, she began writing an anonymous blog for BBC Urdu, documenting life under Taliban rule. She called herself Gul Makai, a cornflower, delicate yet resilient. Her words painted vivid pictures of a community strangled by extremism. Those words would become her battle cry. With each blog post, each public speech, the threats grew more explicit. Newspaper death notices, whispered warnings, slips of paper sliding under her family's door. Her pen had become more than a writing instrument. It was a weapon against injustice. International media began to take notice. Documentaries captured her defiance. Yet locally, she was becoming a target. The Taliban saw her not as a child, but as a threat to be eliminated. You might wonder about fear, about what goes through a young girl's mind when she knows powerful men want her dead. For Malala, fear was a luxury she couldn't afford. Her mission was larger than her own survival. Her father continued supporting her, knowing each public appearance increased their danger. Their home became a quiet battleground of resistance, where every word, every action was a calculated risk against an ruthless enemy. The world was watching, but in the Swat Valley, the most dangerous audience was much closer. If you're enjoying Extraordinary, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Breakthrough Blueprint, turned setbacks into comebacks using tactics of great underdogs like Stephen Hawking and Lincoln. Now, back to the episode. The school bus was ordinary, dusty windows, chattering children, a routine journey that would become anything but routine. The gunman's question hung in the air, charged with malevolent intent. A single bullet, a moment suspended between life and death. 10 days later, she awakened in a Birmingham hospital, the left side of her face paralyzed, countless surgeries ahead. A child who had been marked for death, now fighting to live. But they had miscalculated. The bullet that was meant to silence her would instead amplify her voice across the globe. Recovery wasn't just physical, it was a metamorphosis of spirit. Each surgery, each moment of rehabilitation became an act of defiance. You might think such trauma would break a person, but for Malala, it was fuel. The more they tried to suppress her, the brighter her resolve burned. The Malala Fund emerged not from a place of vengeance, but of hope. She understood that her story was never just about her. It was about the 130 million girls still denied education worldwide. Oxford University became her next battlefield. While most would have retreated, she advanced. Her education wasn't just a personal journey, it was a revolutionary act. Each degree, each speech was a direct challenge to those who believed girls should be confined and silenced. The Nobel Peace Prize at 17 wasn't just an honor, it was a megaphone. Suddenly, the girl who was shot became the voice for millions who couldn't speak. Listen closely, this isn't just a story about Malala. This is a mirror reflecting your own potential for courage. What injustice are you tolerating? What voice inside you remains unspoken? She didn't wait for permission. She didn't wait for safety. She spoke when speaking meant risking everything. Not as a platitude, but as a lived truth. Your power isn't in your circumstances. It's in your choice to stand up, even when standing means standing alone. The Taliban still ban girls from education in Afghanistan. Malala's work isn't finished, neither is yours. Every time you choose courage over comfort, every time you amplify a marginalized voice, you continue her mission. You become part of a global resistance against ignorance. One voice, your voice, powerful beyond measure. The girl who was shot rose, and now it's your turn to rise. On the next episode of Extraordinary, imagine being born without limbs, facing insurmountable challenges, yet finding the strength to inspire millions. After witnessing Malala's unyielding spirit in the face of adversity, you might wonder, how does one turn personal pain into a beacon of hope for others? This week, we delve into another extraordinary journey of triumph over adversity as we uncover the secret behind how Nick Vujicic transformed his despair into global motivation. Don't miss this incredible story that ties back to Malala's resilience and underscores our theme. Anyone can create their own miracle by choosing their path and empowering others. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, The Breakthrough Blueprint. 7 days, 7 ordinary to extraordinary transformations. Rewrite your story using the exact frameworks that built empires from nothing. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/EO. Thanks for watching.